How about your boy TJ Dillashaw?
It's not
Both
good.
our boys.
Yeah, it's not good.
Did you see his apology?
Yeah, I did.
What'd you think?
Well, I mean, at least he's just straight up admitting it.
I think that's what you have to do, because
Yep.
then you're kind of like, yeah, I fucked up. And then people can't really come at you.
Yeah, I mean, he's being honest about it. And I do have to correct something. Someone wrote an article that said that Cody Garbrandt found out that TJ tested positive for his fight too, and Cody went crazy. I think I got duped by a clickbaity article.
No, we all got duped. Everyone thought that.
I think somebody got us with a clickbaity article.
But everyone did.
But I should have been more responsible. So my apologies to TJ. So I don't think there's been another one that they tested him on that he's positive. But
they're looking into it now.
Here's the thing. Well, we have to. This is something that I know. EPO is not always tested for.
Correct.
And
did you see Dana?
What'd he say?
Because USADA is expensive as fuck. He goes, hold on. You guys aren't, he didn't know. He goes, you guys aren't tested for EPO every time. We pay this much money for you numbnuts to show up guys at 3 a.m. and test them. And you're not testing every time, and we pay this much. He goes, I had no idea.
Yeah. Well, time to cancel USADA. Thanks, boys.
Thanks, boys. Thanks
care.
for playing. See ya.
Everything's been looking good.
Jeff, take it from here.
Come back.
Be cool, bro.
Yeah. Next thing you know, everybody's back looking thick and juicy.
Now, but I guess what they're going to do is they're going to go back and see if they still have the samples for when he did beat Cody and test those for EPO.
Well, this is what you and I were talking about when we were at the store. We're like, how far do we go back?
Dude, I'm telling you, Joe, you don't want to go down that
And I
road,
said,
man.
Test them all.
You're crazy.
Test them all. Let's find out what's real.
Why? Why you want to do that?
Test them all.
You're crazy, dude. You can't do it. You're going to ruin the foundations of the UFC.
This is an intellectual exercise. I don't really want you to test them all.
Yeah.
But if I was going to argue,
I know.
I'd say test them all.
I think...
Line it up. Let's find out what's up. We've always wondered.
Have we? Not me. I've never wondered. You want to test Forrest Griffin and Stephan Bonner, UFC?
Test them all.
The fight that catapulted the freaking UFC?
Listen, but then again... Test all the football players. Test all the baseball players. Test everybody.
Everyone's feelings are going to be hurt.
Did you watch Screwball?
No, I haven't.
Holy shit, is it good? The Billy Corbin documentary?
Yeah.
Do you know what they did?
Yeah.
They had little kids play A-Rod
the actors,
and the
it's crazy,
doctor.
right?
It's hilarious.
I know the story.
Dude. The story's nuts because it's in the people who are actually there narrating it. They're telling the story, and they got these little kids playing A-Rod and playing It's fucking great, man.
It's a crazy story, though.
It's a crazy story.
I feel bad for TJ, man.
You know what, man? When everybody makes an agreement to not cheat, and they're testing you all the time to try to make sure that you're not cheating, don't you think that the environment's different now than it was before USADA was initiated? And don't you think that's a good thing? I'm putting words in your mouth. Notice how I phrased that question?
Yeah, I know. I was like,
I'm on Fox News or something.
I know. Thanks. No, you're right. It is better overall for the purity of the sport.
I think it's better.
But I still assume guys are going to figure out a way to cheat.
Yeah,
because PEDs in sports is no different than a referee or a judge or gloves. They go hand in hand. People have always done PEDs or enhancements in every aspect, whether it's football, basketball, music, surfing, sex. It's just what humans do, especially when the odds are so high that this little thing can help you achieve. Maybe it gets you a victory, but you know. And then also with TJ Dillashaw's thing, granted, we know EPO is illegal, but this one's a little different. If you tested positive for like steroids or whatever, like straight up steroids, because if you and I engage in a fight and we have 8 weeks to train and you go to Mount Everest or where the fuck you want to get your red blood cells higher and then fight me back at sea level, but I just stay here and inject those red cells, you know?
The difference is that if you operate at sea level and you're taking EPO, you will be able to work much harder and get more rounds in, and you will recover much better. If you are up at altitude, the problem is living and training really at high altitude, you can't put out as much output.
But the night of the fight, we're going to have the same.
No.
Why?
The EPO will have more.
Way more?
Yeah.
Not even close.
No, you could have a stroke from that stuff. I mean, it depends
Not if you do it right.
Depends on how much you're taking. But
yeah.
That was one of the things Nowitzki was telling me about, where young cyclists that were just having strokes.
Well, your boy, I think it was Lance Armstrong. Maybe he was on your show, but he would wake up in the middle of the night and have to ride a bike because his blood was so thick.
That was my friend Salami.
Do I know Salami?
No. No, I'll explain.
Okay,
I'll
but
tell
you know what I'm saying?
yeah.
Like you can't
Yeah, he
chill
was
for
a
long.
bike racer.
You'd
and
have
he was
to
telling me
wake
about
up in
these-
the
yeah.
middle of the night. And
Yeah,
ride your
I think
bike.
Lance did discuss how
I
guys
think
would
that's
do
where
that.
I got it. Yeah.
It's been, we've talked about it. Maybe Lance did. Did Lance talk about having to get up in the
Or
middle
did
of the
you
night
and I talk
and
about
exercise?
this? Did I talk about
maybe
getting
we
up in the
did.
middle of the night riding a bike? No, I'm just kidding.
No.
I'm just kidding.
But anyway, obviously, look, that with the Lance Armstrong thing, I feel like everyone was doing it.
And you don't
Everyone.
think you don't
Everyone
think
was doing
UFC?
it.
You think TJ's the only one?
No, I think other people are taking EPO and they're hoping they don't get caught. That's what I think. I think it's still cheating,
Correct.
and I think I don't think everybody's doing that. I think there's a lot of guys who are doing it honorably.
I
think
agree.
Most guys are doing it honorably. You know, I think you could get it in your mind. Look, I don't. This it just is what to take from Max Holloway. It is what it is, right?
It is what it is.
It is what it is. It's cheating, right? TJ would admit that. I'm sure.
He did admit it.
Yeah, he did. That's what it is. But I mean, I don't even know if I have a point.
I don't know if I do either. But
the guy's trying to. But I was going to say the guy's trying to provide for his family, but so is everybody else.
so is Cody Garbrandt.
So is Cody Garbrandt.
So is Henry Cejudo.
So is everybody. Everybody he fights.
But I would like to sit down with TJ, and
Yeah.
I've reached out to him since he's been suspended.
Yeah.
I want to sit down with him, just like, why did you do it? Like, what led you to this? Because his cardio's been great since he was a child with his wrestling background. At what point along the way, was it 6 years ago, 6 fights ago, did you think you need to do this in order to beat these guys?
Well, we could look at one thing that we know that he's been doing. He has a rigorous strength and conditioning program. That training
Talking
lab,
about that new
strength
guy.
and conditioning program that he's doing. Yeah,
I have an issue with that.
I understand your issue, but that shit is off the charts, crazy difficult. They're doing wild stuff and medicine ball work and plyometrics and all this stuff. And TJ looks like a fucking beast when he's doing it.
But have you seen Brian Ortega's workout with Mike?
Yeah,
They do crazy shit too.
yeah. I mean, I'm not justifying it, but what I'm saying is that in order to do that kind of work, like to put out that kind of pace, your body's going to have some time to recover in between workouts. Well, if you take EPO, that time of recovery is diminished quite a bit, according to Nowitzki. You're saying it allows guys to put in more work. So
Yeah.
it doesn't just give you more cardio. It allows you to recover
Train
faster
harder.
so you could train harder. And you know as well as anybody that sometimes the difference between victory and defeat is just having a little more in your gas tank, just having
Especially at that
a
level.
little longer camp,
100%.
not being injured the last couple of weeks where you lost some cardio. You know those awful feelings? Well, if you had the opposite of those awful feelings of not, instead of being compromised, being
gonna help
enhanced,
you here, too.
it's going to help you
Mentally.
there, exactly. It's going to help your head. You're going to come in there like a fucking champion.